What's up? Good evening. You're listening to another episode of Taking the Over with Billy Gunn, and I am your host, Billy Gunn, on this, the official sports wagering podcast of Boot Crew Media. Joined as always by my host, the one and only T Man among boys. What's up, T? How you doing, man?
I'm doing all right, the usual wear and tear of the week, but it's only Wednesday. It feels like it should be. I feel like I deserve a Friday, but
Yeah,
alas, we are here.
you deserve a Friday. We all deserve Fridays, right? But we get Wednesdays too. Wednesday's my favorite day of the week because we get to do Taking the Over.
I yes, I agree. I'll do the
I
company answer.
I was
I
I
live
was
and
worried
breathe for
about you,
this
man.
day.
We started late because you were like, I'm gonna be 10 minutes late, and that you never do that. And I know your undying devotion to taking the over, so I figured like you were in trouble, like you were in danger of some kind, or like you'd been in an accident, or like had a huge fight with the wife, or like something really bad was happening. And then I went outside to smoke a cigarette and process it all and think of all the nice or horrible things I would say about you. And then I come in and you're like, what were you doing?
uh, so we have a vacation planned for a few weeks from now in April because my wife's a
Okay.
teacher. She only
Vacation
get
in a few weeks.
Yes, so we're splitting our time between our beach house in on Sanibel Island in Florida, and then also doing a few days at Universal Studios to take my wife to the Harry Potter thing and do all that fun stuff because she's never been. So looking forward to it. Very excited. Need a vacation. Haven't really traveled since I don't know the fall. Have a rental car, and I did some examination today, and I realized our flight gets into Florida at 1 a.m. And I'm like, are the rental car places even open? Because we have a reservation. And I check, and it
No.
closes at 12:30. And I call and I say, are you going to be open for us? And they said no. I said, then why would you let us book this effing reservation if you're not even going to be there to give me? What really set me off was the poor customer service lady had to deal with my wrath. She misspelled my last name 3 times and asked me to keep spelling it for her. I did it Oscar, Victor, Sam. I did it as clearly as possible, and she still could not get it. And I said, and I quote, I cannot do this right now. And I hung up. So I apologize to the Enterprise Rental Card customer service rep. If you are listening to Taking the Over, which I'm sure you're not, I apologize. So
Yeah,
I was dealing with that
you
for
should apologize to listeners because I thought you should you were I thought you were having this huge something bad had happened
it did.
and you were just on hold with a fucking rental car company.
Which is like probably one of the worst things that can happen to you if you're for being honest.
Yeah, that's
It
about
was
right.
hell. And then it was multiple rental car agencies because I have to find one that's open at that hour at this particular airport, which is pretty small. And there aren't any. So I have to come up with a game plan. And my wife is no help. So just added unnecessary stress in my life.
Car companies anymore. I am obligated to talk about Royal Honda.
I wish
And
Royal
let me
Honda
tell
was
you.
in Florida because I would get one from them.
Oh man, I think you can. Yeah, I mean, I hope your rental car is a Honda. Uh, it's it's a great time to be at Royal Honda, where they have. T, follow this. They've still got 80 pre-owned cars available for immediate delivery, and they've got 100 new cars.
100.
Like the 2022 Honda Pilot EXL, Honda's flagship SUV. And it's important to know that taking the over is driven and powered by Royal Honda. And Royal Honda is located at 5600 Veterans Boulevard in Metairie. Visit royalhonda.com to find your new car today. And no, Royal Honda is not in Orlando. It's in Metairie. And they have a remarkable ability to keep good inventory there. They've kept 180 cars there for going on 3 to 4 weeks now. That is impressive. I've worked in that industry. It's difficult to keep 80 used cars and 100 new cars there for 3 or 4 weeks in a row. But they have because they're that efficient and good at what they do, which is why you should go there and buy a Honda. Or you should rearrange your trip. You shouldn't have been on hold with a rental car agency. You should have been on hold with Royal Honda, which you wouldn't have been on hold because they got internet reps. They got people working the phones. An inbound phone call from the T Man Amongst Boys saying, I want to buy a Honda. I'm flying in from Connecticut. I'll fly right into Metairie, right there in Kenner, and I'll drive to Metairie and I'll buy a Honda, and then we'll drive to the T family beach estate in Orlando.
Close enough, yeah, but I think that would probably be easier and less painful than having to call Enterprise one more time.
And you wouldn't have been late for the show.
That wouldn't have been. It would never happen on Royal Honda's watch.
Well, look, man, we're gonna kick it old school this week, and part of that means like I'll be honest, I love wagering. Like NFL season, this is a completely different show, right? Like this show has 45 minutes of NFL talk. During the off season of the NFL, we have to improvise. Back in the early genesis of this show, we just get super creative, right? We're always going to talk about gambling. We're always going to talk about awesome stuff. But we like to wander in the off season. I want to wander before we go any further to talk about CJ McCollum with the New Orleans Pelicans. CJ McCollum, since he came here at the draft deadline, I didn't even realize, I took for granted that when we traded and got CJ McCollum to the Pelicans, he's the president of the Players Association.
He's a educated, well-spoken, not even so much young man anymore, but he's a really good person. He's a really good player, obviously.
Awesome dude.
Yeah,
and he gets to New Orleans and all he proceeds to do is kill it statistically, performance-wise, unlike he ever has in his career, and also be as loving and awesome to a community and just like embrace a city and be a 200% good guy from day one, moment one. You couldn't ask for more, man.
No, I mean, look at the history of basketball stars, quote unquote, in New Orleans too. He's the complete foil or opposite to like an Anthony Davis and how he left, and Eric Gordon and all the other negatives. So he's what we needed and when we needed it.
Yeah, he was. I mean, I think you should run for mayor. But I don't know. Like I wanted this week to be CJ McCollum Appreciation Week, right? Like CJ McCollum has taken this. Like we could not have expected that trade to work out as well as it has, and the Pelicans are sitting here on the precipice of a very important 10-game stretch, where if they just stay where they are, they'll make the play-in game.
Yeah,
it's
exciting. It's not so. I feel like they have it locked up. I don't want to jinx it. I'd like to get the 9 seed over the Lakers and play a home game, at least one. But you look at like CJ McCollum's career. He's always been second fiddle to Dame in Portland.
Right.
He's always been an off-ball kind of guy where he's pop-up shooter. Sometimes when Dame is hurt, of course, he'd be kind of the only star out there. But this is really his first opportunity to be that guy for a team, and he's embracing it. He's leading the young kids around him. He's a good veteran presence. And McCollum is playing out of this world. This past 10, 15-game stretch, like you said, is the best of his career in terms of that length. So it's just an all-around, seems like perfect situation, catching their stride at the right time, which is always important come playoff time, getting hot. Not so much for basketball, but it doesn't hurt.
Yeah, like I said, you couldn't ask for more. Like statistically, he's outpacing anything he's ever done, but just adopting a new home and usually when you come to a place, like a place reaches out and welcomes you, it's like he's extending like a welcome as a visitor or as a new resident here to us. It's insane. I mean, I like to look at the silver linings in life, and dude, CJ McCollum is a blessing every single way since he's gotten here. I don't know. I haven't been betting on the NBA too much lately with all of the college basketball and all the March Madness that went down last week. Man, like I'm guilty of I had undervalued just how awesome March Madness was going to be. And I didn't really even get excited about it until we had our guest on last week. And kind of like in the middle of the pod, I was like, all right, I'm going to bet on some March Madness. Dude, March Madness, just all of it. The basketball over the weekend, Thursday, Friday. Dude, I needed that. I needed March Madness in my life. And it wasn't even the betting. It wasn't even wagering, which I did, but I think broke even. I mean, I had fun with it. But it was more just like pure, authentic basketball. Like guys getting injured, right? That's weird. Like a lot of guys are getting injured. Like every game, one or two people get injured because they're playing so fucking hard.
Yeah.
Because they're going to remember this for the rest of their lives.
Yeah. Look at the small schools who sneak in. None of those guys are going to the NBA. This is their moment to put their name on the map and have that March Madness moment, like a St. Peter's, and it's special.
Versus a random Tuesday night in the NBA,
right?
Where it's like, James Harden. You don't know if he's actually going to fuck. Like how like is he coming down off of ecstasy out there? Like what what's you don't know. But like with March Madness, I needed it, dude. I needed it because. Like I get weird this time of year, man. Like every single year, and this has nothing to do with sports. I don't think. Maybe it has to do with the NFL not being around. That could contribute. The NFL could be a huge distraction in my life. But I have had so much weird, fucked up shit happen to me over the years in the months of like March, April, and May. And I don't know if it's just like residual energy or what. Every single, it feels like spring, I lose my fucking mind, dude.
I would say like seasonal, what's affective disorder, but that's really for the winter. And
that's for the winter. That's where people get weird in the winter. Yeah, I love Christmas. I love the fall. I love the idea of the spring. I love being able to like get out on my bike.
I'd like to see crime rates and like mental health institutionalizations based on when the NFL is playing and when it's not. Because based on what you're suggesting, it seems as if there's probably a lower amount of crime during NFL season.
People say there's more. They say the Super Bowl is like the biggest domestic violence night of the year or something, right? That's at least to tell us when we were children.
They all hopped up on chicken wings and 14 Bud Lights.
Yeah, the under came in again. God
right.
Damn it. What you gonna do? I mean, dude, they told us that since we were children. But no, I mean, and it's weird because it would fly in the face of, I don't know, just I feel myself losing my mind every year this time of year, and I needed March Madness, man. Like that just came in, swooped in, and it was just pure fun. And like there's an energy, like everybody gives a shit so much. Nobody is taking a minute off.
Yeah, 12 o'clock to 12 a.m. It feels like that first weekend of NFL football when you're you have games, 7 or 8 straight hours of commercial-free football. Yeah. That's kind of the feeling. Like you wake up, you have an early game, you have a game that then starts overlapping. Like that first weekend, that Thursday, Friday, when you get the overlaps really tight where you're having 3 games on at once.
Right.
All the different portions of the game is really exciting. So you get one game that's about to end, so you have buzzer beaters, another game that's getting close to that crunch time, another game just tipping off, with another game right behind that. And it's just nonstop, not even gambling, just like constant action and playoff basketball.
It's nonstop. And like I said, it has nothing to do with the gambling, which I'll tell you what. I got away from parlays for the tournament. I just bet spreads, money lines, and totals. I didn't even fuck with player props. which I knew was like the new cool thing to do. I I will always excuse and talk away and explain away my parlays and teasers that I do during the NFL season. And I'm going to suggest a significant parlay tonight. I'm going to suggest a parlay tonight that is plus 10,213.
Oh, that's an
Yeah.
easy one.
A three leg.
That's it?
Real easy one.
Is it a major underdog parlay?
Well, you'll have to find out.
Dogs barking?
There might be some dogs in there. Two favorites minus 200 plus favorites. But what I'm saying is, I got away from parlays. I got away from multi-leg bets and just bet totals, lines, spreads on the March Madness, and it was just nice to settle up, cuddle up right around 50% or just there north of it, and not sustain losses.
Yeah.
It's fun, and you got it. And like I said, I got off more on just the games themselves, even than the wagering. But it's like I think you don't know how much you miss something till it comes back. And holy shit, I had missed March Madness, dude. Which gets us to some March Madness talk. I mean, we're going into as hard every minute. Like nobody's taking a second off. Everybody is playing for the moment, every single moment of those games in the rounds of 64 and 32. But now we're at the Sweet 16, and I don't have a whole lot. Like I'm deferring to others on what I'm going to do, wagering wise. Like I have one pretty good read that I feel good about on a positive money line underdog in the round of Sweet 16. But T, I wanted to hear your thoughts on what you're looking at coming up to Thursday night, Friday night, and maybe even beyond with the NCAA tournament.
I haven't done any in-depth analysis, I'll say, but I have one that I really, really like. Not really like. I'm leaning this way. I'll call it a heavy lean. And that's Texas Tech against Duke on Thursday night. Texas Tech is -1 as a 3 seed against Duke, who has one of the best players in the country, Banchero. That, to me, reads like Vegas trap, stinky line, like Texas Tech -1. To me, Texas Tech should be an underdog. And a lot of the money is on Duke so far, like almost 3/4, and the line isn't flipping. It's not moving. It's not making. So to me, that means that Vegas does not care about being exposed on Texas Tech, which I'd rather be on their side than the public side. I feel like Duke's could be a huge public play. And I feel like Texas Tech should be it should be an underdog, not a 1-point favorite. It doesn't make sense. So I'm going to go for the reverse psychology pick and do Texas Tech -1 against Duke.
Interesting. I've been waiting for Duke to falter again.
I don't like the whole Coach K final season storyline. I don't think that matters. So I'm not going to put anything into that. Arizona against Houston is an interesting one.
Yeah. I mean, I'll go ahead and I'll tell you, I'll follow you on that Texas Tech -1. I believe this is the round for Duke to lose. This is where Duke goes out.
Yeah, Texas Tech's been playing well, good defensively. That doesn't make sense to me. And because of that, because what did it open at? It opened at Texas Tech half-point underdog. So it moved 1.5 since it opened.
Yeah.
Meaning that Texas Tech is getting a lot of action.
Yeah,
a lot of sharp action.
Are you following the pros versus Joes on that?
Yeah, so it looks like some of the indicators look like Texas Tech is getting a little bit more like that sharp, big, better action. So to me, we're getting some of the experts on Texas Tech money line and spread. Yeah, I'm going Texas Tech -1 before it goes to potentially -2 or 3 if people keep betting them.
Yeah, I'll jump on it. Texas Tech -1. I don't know. I mean, it's similar to mine. Like the pick that I have is I'm just taking. I went ahead and locked in UNC money line versus UCLA. and I caught it at plus 110. Now it's since grown to plus 115 at the same book, which I got it on DraftKings. But I, man, I like everything I've seen out of North Carolina.
Yeah,
You
they've
know,
been. It's again that like getting hot at the right time. They've been playing fit. Even like the notable like Coach K's last home game when they blew him out. Even before then, they've been on an absolute tear at the right time.
they've been coming alive at the right time. I really like Davis as the head coach. I really like the other Davis as the lead player. But like Hubie's awesome, man. And the post era. I mean and they're like I said, they're coming. You like to see teams. These are the teams that win over the years. The teams that come alive, and I don't think UCLA stands a chance.
Yeah,
I really don't.
I agree with you. Like it seems like that's the smart play. It's money wise. The line has a line open at 2.5, and it's still there with about 50-50 split on tickets and 60-40 money to North Carolina. Not enough to really do major moves on the spread, so that seems like it's pretty even in terms of sides there.
West Coast bias. UCLA is also like a blue chip program,
Right. Well,
considered by many people. I don't consider them to be in the league of North Carolina in recent to not so recent history, but I mean, I'm not from the West Coast. What else you got? You got anything else on NCAA? Any other rapid fire ideas on it?
I like Miami minus 2.5 against Iowa State.
Interesting.
The lines moved 2 points. They were opened at half-point favorites and almost 3-point favorites now. People have been hammering Miami, so I would get that early before it keeps going. I think Miami wins that game comfortably. Iowa State is like one of those Cinderellas who's probably going to get their wings clipped right now.
Yeah, I wasn't happy to see him beat Wisconsin.
I figured you weren't.
Right.
I would like a public apology now they're on the subject.
I'm sorry that Iowa State beat Wisconsin.
No, I'm sorry that I didn't listen to your text after I put the bet in. I guess it wouldn't have affected you.
Yeah, that's why I was too late. I just had to support my bet. No, I'm sorry that I did not protect. I'm sorry I didn't apologize to you for the bet I'd already placed after you told me it was a bad idea.
Apologies.
My favorite bet of last weekend, I bet Wisconsin to make the Sweet 16. I'll tell you what, I had a really fun 3-sport parlay that got fucked up by the Peacocks.
Did you take Kentucky money line?
No, I had like Murray State as part of like the third leg of a parlay that had like NASCAR and fucking cage fighting, and then like Murray State to beat the Peacocks.
You're one ice skating final away from the holy quadfecta there.
That's what
NASCAR.
You got to get creative this time of year, man. You've got to get creative this time of year, which I don't know. Like,
so what's your play of the weekend? A KBO baseball, Korean baseball, parlayed with St. Peter's, parlayed with.
Let's talk about my bet of the week. This is my bet of the weekend. Okay. I really, 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 I'm trying to find like fun, creative multi-sport parlays. That's become my new thing, right? And I like to carry it over multiple days, and I like to take, I like to confirm some chalk. I like to take favorites that I also believe in. They're favorites for a reason, but I'm trying to find value in them being favorites. So I like money line favorites in the 200s, right? And so the first sport that we'll stop off on, because chronologically it's going to come up first. I don't believe in this North Carolina money line enough to throw this into the parlay. So we're going to start with the UFC on Saturday afternoon, evening, night. And it's an interesting card. You've got Blades versus Dackhouse in the heavyweight main event. I don't feel compelled to bet for either way in that fight. I think that one's up. I think Blades is going to win, but there's no value in Blades for the money line, and I don't want to have to go like KO specific with that. But I think there's a lot of value in the co-main event Saturday in the UFC, and that is the former JoJo Calderwood, now just goes by Joanne Wood because of a variety of circumstances, is fighting Alexa Grasso in the co-main event. So it's a women's fight in the co-main event, and it's interesting in that it's going to be a 5-round fight. And neither of these women really have a whole lot of 5-round experience. Now, Joanne Wood, she's a vet. She's about 33, 35 years old. She's been in the UFC for quite a while. She's accumulated a professional record of 15-7 and is coming off of 2 losses, including one to, she was supposed to fight Alexa Grasso in November of 2021. Grasso had to pull out. It's weird in that usually when a fighter, like Joanne Wood, takes the replacement and is willing to fight the replacement, they usually will beat that replacement. But Joanne Wood actually got choked out by the woman that replaced the woman that she's fighting Saturday night. Alexa Grasso. I feel very, very, very strongly. I think that Grasso would win a decision in a 3-round fight, but given that it's weird in that it's a 5-round co-main, it just doesn't make much sense to me. I mean, usually when the co-main is 5 rounds, it's because the main is a title fight, but the main is not a title fight. It's not even like a number 1 contender fight. But anytime you get to have multiple fighters, or multiple fights on a card, go 5 rounds, all the hell, I'll take it. Because this one is 5 rounds, I think that Alexa Grasso gets 5 rounds to prove that she is the younger, more tenacious, better skilled, more motivated fighter. And I think that she's going to easily win this fight, probably in a decision, but perhaps in a submission or a knockout. She's the up-and-coming fighter. She's the younger fighter. She's got something to fight for. She's coming off a string of victories, whereas Calderwood is coming off a string of losses. And she's at the tail end of her career, and it kind of feels like, hey, co-main, paycheck, why not? I don't see her winning this 5-round fight against Alexa Grasso, and that Grasso is actually a minus 225 moneyline favorite. You can do inventive things in this fight, like choose an over/under 3.5 rounds. I don't want any part of that. I don't want to. I would lean towards Grasso by decision over like a Grasso by KO or Grasso by submission, but I don't like method of victory bets here. I think that you take this minus 225 Alexa Grasso fight versus Joanne Calderwood, and you make it the first leg in a 2-leg parlay that's eventually going to end up plus 102, plus even money, slightly above even money. So you're taking a minus 225 favorite in the co-main event of UFC Fight Night on Saturday night. Do you follow me so far, T?
I'm with you. You said a lot of things that I don't know what they mean because I'm not a big UFC person, but I got the gist of it. Up-and-coming fighter, minus 200.
She has something to fight for. JoJo Calderwood doesn't. That's weird. And her fucking name has changed from JoJo Calderwood to Joanne Wood. That just throws me off too.
So she added some to the front end and took some off the back.
She got more formal on the front end and married a guy named Wood who happens to be her trainer.
Sounds like a good plot for a
her maiden name is Calderwood, and she married a Wood. Now, because maybe, do you think she took do you think JoJo Wood is just too fucked up of a name?
That does sound like
that's why she went to Joanne on the front end?
Yeah, that sounds like a Wes Anderson movie, JoJo Wood.
JoJo Wood. JoJo Wood.
That got some like intimidation factor to it, like backyard trailer park kind of stuff. JoJo Wood's coming with like
she's Irish. She's Irish. She could be like a Irish, she's Irish. and then Grasso was born in Mexico. And she's like 6-7 years younger. And on a winning streak. All right, you ready for the next leg of the bet?
I'm ready.
Next leg of the bet is weird, man. This is where it gets really weird. And
weird, as if that first one.
Well, yeah, it's a meaningless women's fight. It also happens to be not meaningless enough that it's the 5-round co-main of a fucking ESPN Plus card. We're gonna attach to that. We're gonna attach a NASCAR bet.
Of course, traditional.
NASCAR is crazy this week. If you didn't think NASCAR was boring enough when they were turning left only, then you haven't watched a NASCAR road race. This week is a NASCAR road race, meaning they're gonna have to turn both left and right.
Is it like a kind of a windy track, or is it?
It's a road track. Yeah, the track will end up being like 2 or 3 miles. It's a track of the Americas or something. The
It's
name
a
of the event is
road race. It's called.
No, that's not the name of.
It's called a road race. Like that makes me.
Yeah, they
like,
call it a road race.
They should just stick
That's
a
the
bunch of
terminology
NASCAR
for it.
cars on like 95 during traffic and like
There's still
you can
NASCAR
smell.
cars. Well, no. I mean, it's crazy. But so then it gets even weirder, and you see like who's actually like now. If you approach things like a snob, like a racing snob, you can be like, well, who's the better NASCAR driver? Well, we always fall back to my theory of NASCAR success and NASCAR betting: unattractive, non-handsome drivers that are also skilled, and if you can take the best combination, like a proven driver that used to be kind of an asshole in their young age, but now like they own other racing teams. There's very few drivers in the field that meet this criteria. But also attached to this is this driver has placed in the top 10 in 6 of the last 8 NASCAR road races that they've participated in.
Can I guess who you're going to say before you get to the climax of your
Yep,
your
you
bet?
can guess, but not yet.
I'll
give you more
I'll
clues.
sit in my hands here.
6 of the last 8 road races, they finished in the top 10. So we're going to take this minus 250 money line favorite. I'm still not going to say it. I'm going to let you guess. To finish in the top 10 in the NASCAR road race on Sunday. T, have you guessed who I'm talking about?
I'm going to guess, and it's probably because it's one of the 3 drivers I know. But this is also a person that I think of my 15 or so lifetime NASCAR bets, I've bet on this person, probably 14 of them.
Right.
Is it one of the Busch brothers?
Yes.
Is it Kyle?
It's Kyle Busch.
I'm a
18
certified
M&M
NASCAR pro.
You're a pro. Look, Kyle Busch, the last time they raced at this track, he came in 3rd. He's having a shitty season, as am I with NASCAR. But, I might not even watch this. This might be too horrible for me to watch, but for the fact that it'll be part of a plus 10,312 parlay, a 3-leg, and it'll be part of a 2-leg that ends up being plus 102 when I pair it with the aforementioned Alexa Grasso bet. So we've got Alexa Grasso to beat Joanne Wood, the former JoJo Calderwood, and we've got Kyle Busch to finish in the top 10 at the NASCAR road race event. It's called the Echo Park Automotive Grand Prix.
That's the fanciest sounding NASCAR race I've ever heard.
And it's at the racetrack of the Americas. And I'll be honest with you, I can't even tell you what city it's in.
It's in Echo Park. I guess it's like LA or somewhere in California.
I don't know. They were in Atlanta last week. That's a hell of a trip for all them haulers. But you pair that with the UFC fight, it's plus 102.
So how do you get from 102 to 10,000?
Well, that's why it's good to have friends, T. See, like, I love nothing more but to bet on golf, right? I mean, the golf sweat on a Sunday, you got a guy that's in contention. There is no, I mean, short of a NASCAR last lap, your guy's, leading before the crash or whatever type thing. We're having to go outside the box with no football. Golf bets are outstanding, especially the long shot odds on them. And so our podcast stablemates, the Beers at the Turn guys over here on Boot Crew Media, they published a bet on Kevin Kistner to win this match play event. It's like a tournament. It's like a match play tournament of golf this week. And he was plus 5,500 on Barstool to win the whole thing. Now, I mean, dude, I defer to those guys' expertise. I've listened to their podcast. It's outstanding. If you are a fan of golf, like, listen to their shit. It reminds me of when I was a kid working at Royal Golf Club in Slidell, like being a cart boy, hanging out in either the pro shop or the bar and restaurant, just like listening to dudes talk about golf and life. It's fun. They say Kevin Kistner is this plus 5,500 long shot. I'm in. Don't threaten me with a good time. I'll fucking do it. And guess what, T? Unfortunately, Kevin Kistner is no longer. I mean, I got him at plus 5,000 on DraftKings as part of my three-way. So I parlayed Kevin Kistner plus 5,000 along with Kyle Busch top 10 and Alexa Grasso to win. And that came back as a plus 10,213 three-leg parlay. Kistner actually already won his event today, his heads up match play. He already won. He beat the dude's ass. And yet as a golf fucking smackdown, spanked that ass 4-3, meaning that he was beating the dude so bad they quit the fucking match with 4 holes left.
So
he's already won. So now he's just plus 3,500.
So he has to win this tournament or win his particular one-on-one match.
He's got to win the whole fucking thing.
Kistner's
like, let me tell you what. Let me tell you something else. I don't even know the fucking rules.
Yeah.
I've never heard of this tournament before. I don't understand match play tournament style at the professional, like, ink ballpoint pen fucking classic or whatever it is. But I'm in. These guys say Kevin Kistner. Who am I to argue with that? I took it. I put it with the other two on my parlay. It's plus 10,213. Your odds may vary because he's already, I don't know. This is the only golf tournament I've ever seen where they start playing on fucking Wednesday. They played today, which is weird. I didn't know that was happening. By the time I looked, he'd already won. Beat that dude's ass.
All right. I'll put it in. I'll get on board on that.
Get on that and parlay it with parlay it with UFC and parlay it with NASCAR. You know, parlay it with basketball. Parlay it with CJ McCollum to do great things in the community.
To do great things in the community. What are the odds of that? Minus $1 million?
No, right. Yeah, I guess it's one of those sure thing legs of the parlay.
Kistner to me is like, Kistner's a really likable guy. He's a big Barstool guy. He does a lot of the golf shows with them. He always seems like the bridesmaid type.
Yeah.
He always plays well like day 1, day 2, and then kind of fizzles out at the end.
I watch a fair amount of golf, more than the average guy. I barely know him.
He's a Southern, like South Carolina guy, frat boy kind of attitude. He's a likable guy. He's a good golfer, obviously, but I just never see him actually towards the top of the charts on day 4.
Hey, that's fine. I feel great about this bet. I've never felt this good about a bet in my life.
Plus 10,000 odds.
Plus 10,000 odds. There's some luck moving around through the air in the taking the over universe. A couple of our listeners have just been sending me fucking, because I go to bed early now, but I'm waking up to like 10, 11 leg parlays that are hitting and shit. You know.
Why can't I do those?
I don't know, because you're not trying. Because you're not trying.
I once did.
When's the last time you tried a 9, 10, or 11 leg parlay?
I think when you have like a few dollars left in your balance and you just want to spend it because you don't want to look at 113 or $5.70, you just put it on something random with crazy odds. I once did an 8-leg NFL parlay like 2 or 3 years ago, and all 8 legs lost. So the reverse parlay hit, which is almost just as crazy.
But you didn't get paid for that.
No, of course not.
Right. No, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like,
That's been the better
when's
parlay.
the last time you did an 11, a 10, a 9-leg parlay?
Jeez.
I'll tell you how
At
long it's
least
been
2
for me.
years.
Yeah, dude, I can't remember. I think it's been a very long time. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take, right? Like I don't know, man. I've grown to a place where I don't take, and it's beautiful because these are people that are doing this that are not experienced bettors. They're new to it's the devil. I love it.
my
I love it. I
my
love it.
favorite crazy. I did a 6-leg parlay a few weeks
But maybe
ago.
they're geniuses.
They are probably, or they're just
Fuck. Well,
crazy lucky.
I see some trends on what these guys are doing. They send me, like I said, it's been happening every fucking night.
Share us your secrets. Tell us your secrets.
Oh, it's
I
there.
don't know.
We'll have to, yeah. We'll get some input from these guys. I think we can maybe have them,
Bet
give us-
NBA first baskets. You get crazy odds on those.
That's some uncut gem shit, dude.
That I did a 6-leg first basket parlay. Hit 4 of the 6 legs. If I hit all 6, it was 40 cents to win $40,000.
Did you miss the first basket?
No, I missed like a middle, one in the middle, because if I missed the first one, it would have been over. But I hit like the first 2, and I was like, "Oh my god!" And then I missed like 2 in a row, and then got one at the end.
I don't like first basket bets because it fucking especially as a parlay. It
Oh yeah,
kills
it's
the
crazy.
fucking parlay. The first play of the game is the worst.
Well, I did 6 separate first baskets for 6 separate games. I tried to predict 6 straight first basket scores for, again, 6 different games, which is why it was 40 cents to win $40,000.
Yeah.
There is a Twitter account that's at NBA First Basket, and it's this data guy who has uploads a daily free spreadsheet to Twitter, NBA First Basket, where he looks at matchups, who wins tip percentages the highest between the 2 centers, and then what position that particular team scores the most at in the last 15 games, and then the team that they're playing, what position they allow the other team's position to score most first. So you can take a look at Celtics Hawks. Hawks win the tip off 70% of the time. Celtics win at 50%. So we'll take a Hawks player. The Hawks' first score has been a small forward. The Celtics have allowed a small forward to score a lot the most. Bang, go small forward on the Hawks with Gallinari or Bogdanovich or whatever to score first. And he does this, and he's winning. I don't suggest a 6-leg parlay, but if you do 1 leg, it's still plus 400 or 500 odds.
I mean, I'm fine with the 9, 10, and 11s because these guys are hitting them. I just haven't fucking done it in forever. I was thinking about it. I was like, when's the last? And then it's like, well, you don't make any of the shots you don't take. So
let's all do 10-leg parlays today. If you do a 10-leg parlay between now and next show, send it to Taking the Over. We will feature you.
And I want to challenge the listeners to challenge themselves and try and integrate like at least 6 different leagues or sports.
6 different sports. So we want to see some cricket.
Sports.
We want to see NASCAR.
Some cricket, some NASCAR, some women's NCAA. Get it all in there. But see, those bets aren't going to hit. These guys, they might know what they're doing to be hitting these parlays because like a week in a row. Like every night I wake up to somebody going, hey, hit another fucking huge parlay again. Or maybe we just have really smart listeners. I don't know, man.
I'm scraping by like every day. It's been like 5 and 5, 4 and 5, 5 and 4. I'd be a fantastic baseball player, but just a very average gambler.
Yeah. Well, speaking of exceptional gamblers, there was something that blew my mind about an hour before we got on the air. And this is pretty niche gambling stuff, guys. I apologize if you have no idea what I'm talking about, but I'll try to explain it. There's a guy on gambling Twitter. His name is Ben the Better, at Ben the Better. And he is often he has referred to himself as the world's worst bettor. His ROI looking back just to the Super Bowl. So if we just take a small sample size, I looked at it earlier today, something like minus 20%. Which is hard to do, especially for someone that bets so many. Like the volume that he bets, he'll place no less than 3 to 5 to 7 bets a day and
It's like
post them and track
eight
them.
plays, and they're like crazy sports too. It's not just your NBA stuff. It's like weird tennis leagues and things like that.
Yeah. Long story short, he loses at such a clip that, and he's created I don't know. We think it might be a personality. There's been theories that he loses at such an exceptional rate that it's not natural, that he might just be exceptionally awesome, but he's been playing a trick on everybody. And today, about an hour and 15 minutes before we started the show, he put out a tweet of him like walking by a fucking beaver dam pond.
It's very
about
Dawson's Creek intro.
Yeah, how good it is to take walks, which I agree, Ben. It is good to take walks. And then he kind of sort of insinuated that this whole time he is in fact a smart. He is in fact a sharp. And if you have been fading him, which if you've been fading him, let's flip that same ROI of 20% just since the Super Bowl. Now, obviously, now you account for VIG. It's probably not a 20% ROI, T. You don't know. I mean, I don't know. You're the numbers guy, but it's got to be fucking close to 10.
You would be profitable is all I'm going to say.
Right. You will be profitable consistently. He has a Patreon. You pay $60 a month. We've talked about on this show. $80. Oh, fuck, did it go up?
Yeah.
There's speculation that it went up today when he made this announcement. That he said he came out and posted this video by a beaver dam on his walk and said that fading him is the right move. And if you fade him, and he kind of gave a wink, and it blew my fucking mind, dude.
He did say he feels like a weight has been lifted off of his shoulders, and he appreciates all of the people who have been so friendly and nice on here, Twitter. I am ready to show, in all caps, I am ready to show what I am really capable of. I think he's just owning the fact that he's a bad bettor, and this is covering his bad picks. I don't think he's smart enough to put on this whole facade. The video was weird. It has like this like soft sentimental music start playing halfway.
It's some royalty-free music playing in the background.
It was I felt like I needed to take a shower after watching it. Like he was going to drop some massive bomb, which I guess it was. But
let the record reflect that you are the antagonist to Ben.
I've never antagonized him.
I have done nothing but extend. I want the A1 best guest that I can get on this show is Ben the Better. I want Ben the Better on the show. I have Ben and I have we flirted. Like at one point he's like, yeah, I'll come on the show with an undeterminate date. I've offered him money. I've offered him download. I've offered him everything I can offer him. And I believe that he won't come on the show because he's been a sharp this whole time.
I'm tempted to send him the link to the show right now and say, hey,
somebody should send him the link to the fucking show right now. I figured that had already been done. I figured that's already happened at Ben the Better. BENTHEBETTOR.
I'm very interested to see his
I think he's probably watching right now.
Could be.
I might be able to tell. I don't know. I don't know how to drive this fucking UFO, dude. I don't know how to.
I'm not an antagonist. I support you.
I'll be honest. You've been really shitty to Ben for a long time, and
not to his face, just behind his
when
back.
He comes on the show, you might not be allowed.
That's fine. I'll just remain in the mission. It's a mystery.
Go call a rental car company and fucking sit on hold that whole
I might
hour.
have to. That would. Oh God, don't even get me started.
Oh, I won't get you started on that.
Ben, I want to see his picks.
Ben revealed himself. I believe that Ben revealed himself as the sharpest. Okay, that brings me to the question. I believe Ben the Better is the messiah of fucking sports gambling Twitter. Ben the Better is the messiah of sports gambling Twitter. This whole time. I want to believe that he's real. I want to believe the Ben that sucks at gambling so bad is real. I want that guy to come on the show. But I think the fact that he won't is because he's the other guy. He's been the sharp who's been. I'm like, think about it, T. It's the perfect scenario if you're one of the sharpest bettors in the. If you're one of the sharp, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Well,
if you're one of the sharpest bettors in the world, do you want to be a tout? Or would you rather create a personality where you claim to be the worst fucking bettor in the world, but if people just fade you, if they eventually catch on to the gimmick and they fade you, they can make so much money?
It's just like, what's the point, though? That's my thing. There's no motive to this other than just pure trolling.
But it's like, yeah, that's classic. It goes back to the root of internet trolls. Go back to like the dark recesses of the internet where the mega trolls live. I mean, I feel like Ben the Better broke the fucking fourth wall today with that weird Dawson Creek, as you've described it, video where he's on a walk next to a pond,
slowly panning to the sky with like this.
Yeah,
literally like a
sparkle graphics. That's some MySpace shit, man. I loved it.
I mean, I know this is your whole like conspiracy theory. This is your moment. This is your thing.
This is my moment.
He bet on tennis an hour ago, and he says, "You know what to do.
You know what to do.
You know what to do.
You know what to do."
What if he starts winning now a ton, and then you're totally
that's my concern. That's why I didn't realize this Patreon was $80. I would just mentally prepared myself to spend $60 on it, and now you tell me it's $80. I don't know. Now, do you think he flips the script and he just goes fucking smart? He goes authentic and he just hits. He wins at a fucking 20% rate.
Yeah,
ROI?
I mean, my thing is if I am calling myself the world's worst bettor, and I'm like have that self-awareness, wouldn't I? When I come up with plays, I'm thinking this. Wouldn't I just fade my initial thought?
Oh, dude!
If you're a legitimate bettor,
have you been getting into the reefer like I have or something?
I cannot wrap my head around this whole thing and the reasoning. I need this made into a movie, and I need it very clearly laid out. And I need closure on this. I need closure.
I need Ben the Better. Yeah, we need Ben the Better on taking the over.
Taking the over fans, overtakers. Everyone tweet at Ben the Better to join taking the over next week.
We did it once before. I had a bunch of people tweet him once before, and he just DM'd me, and he was like, "Hey man, I'm not coming on your show because I don't feel well."
This could be like LeBron's like the decision. We could be the Boys and Girls Club. He could come on and like finally reveal his true self.
That was a horrible broadcast. This would be so much better than that.
I want Ben to sit down in the chair with like a flannel button down.
Didn't LeBron do that with Jim Gray?
Yeah, he like picked
Jim fucking Gray was on the decision with LeBron. That was a bad night. It was a bad night in the world's history. This would not be like the decision. T, say something nice about Royal Honda.
I just got my wife a new car. She wanted a Honda hybrid CRV. There is nothing in stock in the Northeast. But I bet Royal Honda has those cars. And if I lived closer, I would make Royal Honda my first destination to buy a car, buy a Honda, because I can't get them anywhere else, but Royal Honda has them. How many cars do they have?
180.
180.
No matter when you go there.
Just a permanent 180. Mm-hmm. One leaves, one goes in right behind it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming.
That's fucking, they got the best inventory manager on the planet. I don't even know who it is, but I bet he's the best.
Don't waste your time looking at other dealerships. They don't have anything. Just go right to the best place you can go.
Yeah. They're hoarding all the cars over there. Is there anything that you wanted to get to tonight that we didn't?
No, I don't think so. I really wanted to dig into Ben the Better, the most, and do our sleuth thing. We'll get to the bottom of it one day, maybe.
Ben, this is it, man. You need to come on this show. You don't have to use a video. Last week's guest, Lauren Jaffe, no video. It was strictly a phoner time with Lauren.
Yep. We'll stick your logo that you have on Twitter,
whatever you want.
character.
We could have some running water,
Whatever
you want. We could have some running water, a stream of a beaver dam, whatever you want, dude.
We'll even play some music in the background.
I'll play music that's got royalties in it on the pod feed, on the Podbean.
All for you, Ben. See, pulling out all the stops for you.
Yeah. By the way, thank you for if you found us and you're watching live on Taking the Over Twitter or Boot Crew Media YouTube. We appreciate that. Also, go and search for Taking the Over with Billy Gunn on any podcast apps. Subscribe, like, rate, whatever, review. Tell a friend. We'd super appreciate that. T, if you've got nothing else, man, I've got nothing else.
I do want to say, I want our Taking the Over fans. I know we get a lot of people sending us picks and things. Keep doing it. I like seeing what everyone's doing. I may even tail and and join in, so it could be a two-way street. We want you see our bets as potentially piss poor as they are. We want to see yours.
In fact, why don't these motherfuckers hit 9, 10, and 11 leg parlays? Hey, why don't you tell me ahead of time next time?
Yeah.
All right. Let us know. I'm giving you the goods. I mean, I gave you a 2-leg plus money parlay of minus 200 favorites across 2 sports that's going to hit. It's going to be an even money bet, and you get. I wouldn't even watch the NASCAR race. It's
called Roadhouse or that's Patrick
Road America something. It's
road race.
It's a road race. Road race.
Mad Max road guy, bald guys on top of the car screaming with screaming guitars.
And Kyle Busch is just handsome enough,
or not handsome enough,
or
just ugly enough.
Not too handsome to finish in the top 10.
He's the perfect average-looking dude just to pull it out.
His brother is really unattractive. He's an odd-looking fellow.
We need a spectrum and like an analysis on this. Like, how far do you stray from traditionally, or what would be considered?
I mean, would you
handsome?
say that Danica Patrick's good-looking?
I wouldn't say she's handsome, but I'd say she's attractive.
The world, I'd say she's handsome. I mean, I call everybody handsome. My cat's handsome, so is Danica Patrick. But like, not Kyle Busch. She's super handsome. She didn't win shit in NASCAR.
Yeah,
because it goes the other way too. If you're ridiculously alluring and just like usually the talent's not there. You got to be ugly.
What about Jeff Gordon?
He was the fucking golden child because he was handsome. He was handsome and he was an exceptionally good driver. He was generational talent. He was like the Obama of NASCAR drivers. He was the Bill Clinton of NASCAR drivers. The George W. Wherever your political allegiances lie. We're not trying to divide people here.
Yeah.
Dude, that's all I got.
That's all I got.
Well, look, we appreciate y'all again for stopping by. T, are you gonna be with us next week or on your vacation?
Well, I may never go on a vacation again if I don't get this rental car figured out. But I'll be here next week. I will be gone the week of I don't know. April 13th, I will not be here. That Wednesday show.
We need to go so you can go get your rental car.
I might fly down there now and just camp out at the desk.
We need to go so you can come to Royal Honda in Metairie. That's it. Look, thanks y'all so much. Kisses, hugs, loves. Bye.